All right, girls, be quiet.
On this episode of The Electron Show, Dark One makes an order.
You need a 5 megabyte connection for pepperoni.
Meletius levels up.
Starting to sweat over here. I'm getting hungry.
And Retro has some news.
You're really going to impress the girls.
Welcome to The Electron Show, the program for the positively charged culture. And now, here is your host, Retro.
Welcome to another adventure in having fun and living better. In the Game Lab, we preview the coming game release of Watch Dogs from Ubisoft. In the Tech Shop, we discuss the new device from Amazon that could change grocery shopping forever. We hear a special report on Adventure Quest Worlds. And in the Conversation Pit, we have another tasty way to impress the ladies. Our comedy guest this week is stand-up comedian and radio host Joe Crawford.
This is The Electron Show with Dark One, Meletius, Misun, and your host, Retro.
The chopper! Get to the chopper! I knocked the car over, and then I tried to run down the street, and then I saw this guy that looked like Danny DeVito in a SUV.
When I'm home alone, I still close and sometimes lock the bathroom door. Does everyone do this? What if someone walks through the front door unexpectedly and life as I know it will be over? If a crazy psycho runs out of the woods and barges into my home, I'll be safe and secure behind my locked bathroom door, armed with hairspray and Lysol. At least this is a scenario that runs through my head, and best of all, it makes perfect sense.
And now, it is time to enter Area 52, the Electron Magazine Game Lab. The location is so secret. It is Area 52.
Okay, guys, it's coming. You don't know what's coming. Watch Dogs from Ubisoft.
I'm excited.
Yeah, and we've all had our preliminary experience with it.
Absolutely awesome.
Looks good, huh?
Yes, it does. It has potential to be in the top running for Game of the Year, possibly.
Oh, maybe, Well, from
potential.
Ubisoft, who did Assassin's Creed, we have a lot to expect from them.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Basically, it takes place in Chicago, and I guess it's kind of like a futuristic type deal where security in the city is really high, crime is kind of crazy, a little bit out of hand, but it's all based around the future of technology, and you're a vigilante. You can choose whichever path you want to make, whether to be the guy that tries to save people using your hacking skills, or turn to like a more of a cracking side of things, do it for bad, for your own personal gain. Mm-hmm. But you use your cell phone to hack everything. It's insane. You can hack other people's cell phones, security cameras. You can hack all kinds of electronics, other computers. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like a scary foreshadowing of the future, the near future.
Or it might have been yesterday.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, last Tuesday.
Yes.
Does art imitate life, or does life imitate art? So, but
good point.
But Ubisoft is a huge company. And as huge as it is, it's still only third after Blizzard and Electronic Arts. So yeah. That's almost scary.
It's up there in the top 3.
Yeah, and
judging by the next 3 titles, big titles they're coming out with, I think that might change.
They're going to turn into a powerhouse. I mean, Watch Dogs, that's a really good one.
The Crew, that racing game.
Yeah, that's
touch on that later.
Yeah, that's the one I'm looking forward to.
And then The Division, that new Tom
Division.
Clancy game.
Yeah, anything Tom Clancy I'm a big fan of, just saying.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep.
Interesting enough, Ubisoft, they, of course, are a publicly traded company. This is kind of the business side of it. And Electronic Arts actually bought 20% of the company. bought in, which Ubisoft actually considers hostile. So it's like your rival now owns a fifth of your company. So it gives them insight to, what they're doing and what's going on and everything. But that's the business side of it. But Ubisoft has 29 studios in 19
29?
Yeah, in 19 countries. They are everywhere. One interesting thing is, I think it was in 2006, there was a small game studio in Austin, Texas. And I think it was like 2006 they bought them out. Well, about 2 years later, they just shut them down. I don't know why. They're acquiring these different studios, which is kind of a brilliant move because then they can get the best minds in different parts of the world working on different elements and aspects of the game. And that's probably why their games are so good. It's not like they're just under one roof.
Well, and also they're not rushing them either.
They seem to have the least amount of glitches out of most developers.
Yeah, that's true.
They seem to really polish their stuff before they come out with it.
Yeah, everything's clean and moves very well.
Especially with the Assassin's Creed games, they have a lot of open-ended world, massive. And there's little to no glitches at all. I mean, you can climb walls, roofs. The third one, you're actually climbing through trees and everything. And I mean, you can do that without any issue. And most other games that, try or attempt to do the same thing, I mean, there's flaws, issues, glitches. I mean, sometimes it won't even register that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. But yeah, they actually polish it really well.
Now, talking about the forthcoming Watch Dogs, the movements and the look of the screen is very realistic.
Oh, yeah.
It just looks so real. And
it does.
But of course, I remember when Doom 2 came out, everybody, oh my God, this is really real looking. Wow. And you look back and it's so
pixelated.
Pixelated everything. But it's like, it's just our threshold of what we're used to. But this definitely is something out of the ordinary. Okay. What's your experience as far as the look of Watch Dogs as compared to the recent Assassin's Creed? Is there any difference?
Big difference. I mean, just light and shadowing, just in general.
Details
I will say
amazing.
That Black Flag, I have not had a chance to play Black Flag, and I mean that in itself is just a beautiful looking game from what I've been able to see. But just from Watch Dogs in general, I mean, just light and shadow, just simply just the day. And the time, how light and shadow throughout the day in the game in real time. I mean, it's amazing. Like you'll have actual glare on certain windows and other things like that. So, I mean, it has, especially for gamers that like to pay attention to small, minute details or just, liking a more realistic look. I mean, they got it dead on. It's eerie how dead on they have it, too.
For them to have so many studios in so many different places around the world, they have people that are better at backgrounds or, the algorithms of light and shadow. And that's why the games look so good.
Right.
What do you think?
I agree. They have different divisions. So, I mean, it's not like they need something done with just light and shadowing. Like one division can actually work on that. So, I mean, it's not like they have to cut back on the quality of the game because of time or because of budget. I mean, they can actually budget things out a little bit better and actually have the ability to be able to fine-tune everything.
Right. Well, their Montreal studio, where this is primarily coming from, they have like over 2,000 people working there. It's a big worldwide company. I mean, they have studios in, Bulgaria and, everywhere. You pretty much name it. Their North American headquarters is in San Francisco. Yeah. Uh-huh. But they acquired Red Storm Entertainment, and that's in North Carolina. And they started in the mid-'90s. But they bought them out in the year 2000, about 4 years after. So it's almost like they look and they watch, and then when a studio is born and they're about 4 years old or 5 years old, and they're really doing something, and they've got something unique going, they'll go in and they'll just absorb them. Maybe they're like the Borg.
I think they are the Borg. They're the new Borg.
Ubisoft is the Borg.
They are. They're the Borg of video game companies. They're just like, we will assimilate you.
But it's good results because the name of the game, if you make a good product, people will like it, they'll buy it, and of course you profit from it. That's the way it works. And so they're obviously doing things right. Well, we know they're doing things right because we play their games.
That's
But
right.
have any of you read or heard, why is Watch Dogs different? Because they're saying there's a lot of hype. They're saying that, oh, this is changing the face of video games, and it's new and revolutionary. And why?
Just the interface with everything. I mean, just like Darkeone was saying earlier, about the tools that you get to use. Like when you're actually hacking into computer systems, or even just like simple equipment like forklifts and other things like that, like you can actually use cameras to pinpoint where you need to go, what you need to link up to, and if you can actually, it'll use visual aid to attach to where you need to go, and then once you do that, then you can actually hack into it, which is interesting. And then also another thing too is that it goes into what looks to be like a bullet time mode also, but it's a little bit different. It's not like slowed down like the Matrix type bullet time, but it's more of like a precision time, and you have
it's kind of like a toned down VATS or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Simplified.
And very simple. I mean, it gives you enough time to break away, do what you need to do, but you have a few seconds to basically either get away or pull off a shot or try to get away. And another thing too is that they implemented stealth into the game, and the way that they put stealth into the game is very interesting. Like it's not like a ninja-based type stealth, like poof, smoke bomb type deal or anything like that. But I mean, you actually have to crouch down and pay attention to your environment for you to sneak around, and it's not
right. You can do it either way. You can just storm in,
just go guns blazing, or you can sneak in and nobody see you at all, and they think that the equipment's malfunction. I mean, it's just the whole interface of the game is very interesting.
Yeah, the whole gameplay. It's like most games, you have to succeed to a goal, you have to do something a certain way that was programmed that way.
Basically like the interface, able to...
Well, the scenario that is programmed into the game. You can try this, you can try that, you can try the other thing, but there's only one certain way to achieve a goal. But with this game, apparently, well, from my limited experience with it so far, is that you could try different ways, and there's more than one way to skin a cat, as the old saying says. So you can go in guns a-blazing, and that might work, but in the same situation, you could maybe sneak around, and that could work. You can approach a goal inside the game. You can manhandle it, or you can use a butterfly net, basically, right? And I mean, there's... Yeah, you can achieve a goal in different ways. That I think is the most exciting thing about this game. Maybe that's the main thing that sets this game apart. I mean, is there anything like that in like Assassin's Creed?
Well, in Assassin's Creed, I mean, you can use stealth. In a lot of cases, it recommends that you use stealth in certain parts of quests that you do, and also in other aspects of the game. I mean, you can just go running in, attacking people, but a lot of it is stealth based. I mean, you have to sneak around, follow people to get information. As for Watch Dogs, I mean, you basically can just do whatever you want to. You can assess the situation however you see fit. And as for Assassin's Creed, you kind of have to follow a path. Some missions,
that's what I was saying. Most video games force you, if you're going to be successful to reach a certain goal inside the game, go to point A to point B. There's a pre-programmed, there's a certain way to do it. And you have to discover that certain way to do that. Sometimes you have to go just guns a-blazing in. Sometimes you sneak in. But with Watch Dogs, you can do it either way. But that's how the game works.
Basically, you could use brute force if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Or you could use skilled tactics. You can think it through.
Yeah, well, okay, on that note, Darkeone, enlighten us.
Uh-oh.
Right, that's the new. Yeah, I'm bringing that buzz phrase back. But
enlightenment.
How would you approach? What's your favorite way of approaching something? Are you a brute force guy? Do you enjoy the stealth aspects of certain games?
I'm a bastard wall in.
I think it depends on my patience at that point in time.
What happened during the day? Yeah.
Especially if I have to repeat a mission. Once I get to like the 5th or 6th try, it goes from tactics to straight up guerrilla warfare.
I'm going to throw some hand grenades in here and just blow everything up.
That's right.
Different people like different games because of that.
Yes.
I like to get in there and just do it. I hate cutscenes. Yes, these cutscenes, they do allow you to relax and kind of take a breather. A good application of cutscenes is Wolfenstein. They got the new one coming out, but the one before that was and I still play that game, and I love it. I jump in, and that's one of my 10, 15-minute vacations I take during the day. I always have that handy. There's moments where it gives you a little bit of a breather.
Right.
Like Metroid. Maybe that's why I don't like Metroid or something. A lot of these cutscenes, they frustrate me because I want to get on with it.
Straightforward.
But some people, yeah, it depends on people's taste. Some people like sneaking around and sneaking around. How can a 6'10" guy sneak around and
Tenchu fan, that's how.
Okay.
And anybody that's listening, yes, if you play Tenchu, you know what I'm talking about. Stealth is not just it's just something that you do. It's an acquired skill. You have to have that. To have that patience. Either that or Metal Gear Solid. And you don't like cutscenes, Retro, don't ever play Metal Gear Solid 4. It's like basically 99.9% of the game is almost cutscenes. Beautiful cutscenes, by the way, but just, set the controller down.
But see, exactly. But that's what I'm saying. If I want to watch something, I'll throw on a DVD. I'll watch a movie. When I play a game, I want to play.
Yes.
So it looks like with Watch Dogs, it might be the first game where it'll satisfy everybody.
There's a little bit for everyone, so I definitely agree with you on that.
Yeah, well, we're gonna monitor this and find out more. And of course, the release date is coming up, May the 27th, 2014. That's the release date. So we'll be talking more about Watch Dogs and Ubisoft.
This is Mystery, and you are listening to The Electron Show. American philosopher and diplomat Nicholas Murray Butler once said, "Optimism is essential to achievement and is also the foundation of courage and of true progress."
Hi, my name is Leela Moss from Roman Remains, and you're listening to The Electron Show.
I do the grocery shopping in my house, and I realized something that was really odd. Why is lemon juice mostly artificial ingredients, but dishwashing liquid contains real lemons?
Amazing!
And now, another episode of Sparkle Girl.
I was reading about the ocean, and the book said that sponges come from the ocean. I wonder how deep the ocean would be if the sponges were there.
Tune in again next time for another episode of Sparkle Girl.
I felt like a bulldozer trying to catch a butterfly.
Hold it! Hold it! What do you want to do with me?
You can subscribe to Electron Magazine for free. Keep up with new articles and informative stuff as soon as it happens. To subscribe free, just visit us at www.electronmagazine.com and select the free subscription information to learn how.
Hi, this is John from Big Black Delta, and you're listening to The Electron Show.
And we aim to entertain you.
And now, it is time to enter Area 42, the Electron Magazine Tech Shop.
The last program, I made a prediction about the future and downloading media, but you can't download a pizza. But it seems to be getting that way. Maybe we can. If you could,
Seems we can get close anyway.
yeah, if you could download a pizza, what would you download?
I'd download as many toppings as I could. You need a 5 megabyte connection for pepperoni.
Sorry, you've exceeded your bandwidth for pepperoni this month. No, I remember an episode of The Jetsons where they all sat down at the table and said, "Pizza, let's have pizza tonight." And she like stuck a Hollerith card, these punch cards. Of course, that was high tech then. So into the little machine, and then a pizza came out, a flying saucer pizza, and the pizza's flying around, coming in for a landing, and Elroy takes a big bite out of it before it lands. Food synthesizers like that. But apparently Amazon is trying out this new thing. Of course, it's Amazon Fresh, which is only on the West Coast.
Right.
So it's kind of like kind of a warehouse that they have groceries. They say that they've got like 500,000 items. And
Quite a bit.
yeah, and of course, checking out the site, it was kind of strange because they showed this little basket of tomatoes, and they show an avocado that's been cut open, but then they have a Xbox controller and a can of tennis balls. I've never tried tennis balls.
I can't say I've taken a bite out of a controller before. I've been ticked off at a game enough to, but...
Yeah. So they've got this new device. Now, this is what's interesting. Well, to backtrack, back in olden times, like in the 50s or 60s or even 70s, a lot of grocery stores would deliver groceries. You could call up and give them your shopping list, and bag boy would go and collect the items and deliver them, like you deliver pizza or something. And that was good for seniors or busy families, and that happened in a lot of towns. Okay, so this is only available in Southern California and San Francisco and Seattle, but they're trying out this new thing called the Amazon Dash. So it's a little handheld device. It's about the size of an electric toothbrush, but it has built into it like one of these pocket recorders. You can talk into it and say, dozen eggs or whatever. But also it has a barcode reader where you can blip and zap what you want.
Actually uses Wi-Fi for that.
Oh, it uses Wi-Fi.
It's Wi-Fi, and it'll connect to your home network, and it'll upload it to your PC or your phone.
A lot of technology nowadays kind of creeps me out a little bit. I'm still just trying to hang on to the 20th century or something, or maybe I'm just a hands-on kind of guy, but I like to pick my own produce. So I guess it would be good, like if you're just ordering a jar of peanut butter or something, or dry goods.
Yeah, if I were extremely busy, that would make sense. I think what they're trying to target is, families where everybody's busy, but it's a full family with children. I mean, they're depicting a woman here scanning her cupboard with a baby. So I'm assuming it's for busy people with the full family as the target audience.
Actually, we have fun grocery shopping. Lady Retro, and of course Misun, we're kind of all attached to the hip apparently, but we that's almost like family time, is like going out and shopping for groceries. And I don't know, maybe I'm funny like that. I just don't want someone else picking out the broccoli for me.
I'm sure they have to hold up some sort of quality standard, because they want reoccurring customers.
Oh yeah. If they get bad lettuce or something, deliver that. But is there any kind of maybe privacy issues with that?
As far as?
Well, Big Brother's watching you order lettuce. I don't think that's a big concern and everything. But
yeah, I'm not sure whatever kind of desserts you're buying, cake mix. Oh man, he bought cake mix. Watch him.
Yeah. A big subject now is surveillance and things like that, and privacy and what have you. But who cares what somebody orders, grocery wise? But yeah, you're right. You might get an email or something from the food police, like, wow, you sure are ordering a lot of chocolate chips lately. Your
cookies may wind up with cookies.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, that is a good solution for, people that are busy. But one thing that I've found is the more of these devices we have that's supposed to, be wonderful and save us time and effort, seems like the more of these things we have, the less time we have. And the more effort we have to put out, the fancier our phones get and computers and everything, we're spending more time with them. So
yeah, it seems like the convenience comes at a price.
Well, yeah, it does. You got the convenience price. That's the little mini markets on the corner. That's what they bank on. 9 o'clock at night, and you realize you've run out of milk, or like around here, the weatherman comes on, the 6 o'clock news and says, it might snow tomorrow, and suddenly all the bread and milk and beer and eggs and everything disappear from the grocery stores. We're like, oh my gosh, there's a storm coming.
Yeah, I witnessed that firsthand.
Yeah, and meanwhile, up in Wisconsin, they're like, hey, it's 15 below, so the weather's great. Let's go grocery shopping.
Yeah. The difference between the north and the southern states.
Yeah. People
we
freaking out.
don't hardly know what the white stuff is.
Yeah, exactly. Will this Amazon Fresh and the little Amazon Dash, are they going to take over like they did with books? Are they going to take over the grocery industry?
If it's going to go anywhere, the possibility of grocery stores falling victim to the same fate as video rental stores.
Oh, yeah.
That's what this looks like. But I don't think it'll catch on like the rest of this stuff has. This seems like a huge rollout full of complication and technicality and possibly licensing. The FDA is going to be on this. There's a lot of steps to go through before this can be valid.
Yeah, right. And there's a big difference between fresh produce or even meat. You order it and have it delivered as compared to the latest book that's out. You know what you're going to get. And, oh, by the way, while I'm getting the latest best-selling book, I think I'm going to get a head of lettuce. What's the quality? And
right, they can sustain the elements a lot better than, say, something organic.
Yeah, plus, and also they drop it off at your door in this kind of green bag thing. I guess they're targeting people that, are at home. They come and they drop this big bag of food, and it's obvious, what it is because they're in these big green bags and it says Amazon Fresh on it. I can see a new crime wave happening.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, people just follow those trucks around and they drop the food off and hit the road and they run up and grab the bags and it's all heels and elbows, run off with it. It might work in just the big urban areas.
Yeah, I don't see it being sent to me anytime soon.
So anyway, I guess we'll have to see. But that little Amazon Dash, I mean, it is an interesting idea.
Yeah, it's very nifty.
You see you're getting low on something, blip, you can blip it.
It said something about it also keeping track of what you need. I guess similar to their subscription service where it's just on a time basis. So I'll assume use so much within a week, so you need to send off for that next week.
Are we really getting that busy? I could see in the future where, don't text and fry eggs.
I already tell people at work, don't text and walk. It's dangerous. There's an application that you can use to sign up for Dash for free, but it's by invitation only.
By invitation only.
So you can go ahead and put all your information in, but you have to have an invitation email that includes a 10-digit code.
Huh.
And even still, that does not guarantee that you're invited to participate in the trial.
Huh. Yeah, it's a trial. They're probably wanting to see how it'll work. You never know. You remember when the Segway came out, that little thing that you stand on and, two wheels and zoom around. They use them.
Mall cops use?
Yeah, the mall cops and then the airports, they use them everything. When that was about to be introduced, they were hyping it saying this, they're going to design cities in the future based around this device. Oh, it's going to revolutionize. People are going to get rid of their cars. There's been a lot of things like that, like ceramic knives.
It kind of boils down to don't fix what isn't broken.
Of course, then again, if something isn't broken, you could just break it and then have fun fixing it.
You can't do that under pressure.
Do you know something cool that we should know about? Is there something we forgot to talk about? Let us know. Contact us at www.electronmagazine.com.
The most difficult thing I've ever tried to do is to clear the mind.
They were trained by Dr. Spock.
And now, it is time for The Game with Misun.
AQ.com.
Yes. It's actually very fun. It's a free MMO. You can just go to aq.com and just sign up for free, and it's pretty cool because you can choose for like 4 classes. There's like warrior and mage and rogue, and then there's healer. Please do not pick healer. That's very sucky. And warrior's actually the best. But
You've been playing for 2 years.
yeah, and even though I played it for like almost every single day for a year now, it's still fun because there's so much stuff you can do, and they're adding new stuff all the freaking time. They always add new shops and specialty shops and like rarity shops, so there's always new stuff popping up.
Why is AQ.com so family friendly?
Well, it's mainly because that you're an avatar. You don't use your real name. It's you can assign your own name, and I mean there is a chatting thing if you verify your email, but it's completely anonymous. If you meet someone, you're like, hey, I never met you before. All that.
Well, a 10-year-old could play it.
Yeah, and the awesome thing about it is, I mean, I've seen 20-year-olds play it too, which is actually pretty awesome because...
Yeah, but you don't know that they're 20 years old, but you just kind of assume because of their handling of the English language, maybe? Yeah.
Yes, and in most quests, there's... I don't know if I should use the word mature, but it's a lot of mature subjects, not that kind, but it has more intense storylines.
Oh, okay.
4-year-olds can play it and say, oh, this is great, this is La La Land. But 20-year-olds or like people my age can play it and say, whoa, this is the most serious thing I have ever seen.
Okay, it's like Bugs Bunny cartoons. Yeah, they're cute cartoons and everything. Then when I became an adult...
You get all the silent jokes under there.
Yikes.
But there's a lot of jokes in there that I don't really understand, but it's...
That's good.
I know that family friendly might like... to probably a person my age, kind of like, oh, it's family friendly. I'm going to go play.
It's family friendly, but it's not stupid and immature and goofy.
Yeah.
So you're saying that parents can trust their kids playing this game?
Yes, because it's an adventure game with no blood, of course, and it has sort of a twisting story that kind of just grabs you and holds you captive, I guess I could say.
Yeah, but you can create your own elements in the...
Well, you can get any kind of suit. You can get any kind of practically anything. You can change whatever you want to on your character. So, I mean, it's great.
Yeah, you can dress yourself. Oh, you got a buddy that's on there, and he's always, like, putting, like, weird hair and...
Yeah, he wants to make himself look stupid, so then other people are like, what the heck is that guy?
Yeah, it's like an Elton John concert in 1979.
And that's why he bought that stupid suit that's like red and it has like bunny ears on it.
What's the actual goal of Adventure Quest Worlds?
The goal is actually it's like any other game, it's defeat the evil. But the evil...
Yes, we must defeat the evil.
The evil isn't like good versus evil, it's actually good and evil versus chaos, because chaos is like this other power coming in, and so good and evil is like, whoa, this guy's like, he wants to take us over.
Okay, well, we don't want to spoil it for anybody, do we?
Well, it's not a spoiler. I'm not saying any spoilers right now. I'm just saying the overall.
Just making sure.
It actually shows there's this bad guy who looks awesome, by the way, with his wings and all, and
teenagers.
And he has, awesomeness and purple hair, green eyes.
Oh yeah, that's awesome to have purple hair
and I mean, it's kind of like another power coming in because in the beginning cutscene, good and the evil guy are fighting, and then the chaos dude comes in like, nuh-uh, and then he's like separating both good and evil, so then chaos is like, yeah, I'm the ultimate power. So good and evil now needs to unite to fight chaos. And it's quite interesting because you, the player, also called like the great hero or whatever, you have to fight the 13 Lords of Chaos, which it's very hard to defeat them. And that's why you should get the Oracle class, which is actually free. Yay! It's like an upped version of like a healer and a warrior hybrid. But,
okay, well, I've got a question. Is this something that when you start playing it, you have to play it for hours, or can you just play it for 10, 15 minutes and save it?
Well, there's no real saving to it, but if you do a certain quest and you complete the quest, it automatically saves it, so then when you come back to that, you can do the other quests, and like, not like, oh, you didn't save it, you have to do this again.
Okay, well, so parents can let their kids play it for a certain length of time and complete something, and they can come back to it later and they don't lose what they've worked for.
Well, unless it's like they were doing a quest and their parents are like, hey, you have to go to bed, and you're like, oh, no.
That never happens, does it?
Well, but if you start a quest
no,
and
you're
don't
a child. You don't
finish
have to sleep. You know, your body doesn't require sleep as a child, sure.
If you start a quest and you don't finish it, it does not save like you got 10 out of like 50 items and you have to get off. So if you get off and then the next day come back on, it doesn't save to where
it saves what you've done and
after
you go on
you've
from
completed
there.
the quest, yes.
But if you stop and you haven't saved it, you get back into it and it's fun, right?
Yes.
So this is one game that you've played, and of course I've observed it and everything, and I can tell parents out there of even young kids that they can really enjoy this, and they can, I don't know if I want to use the word trust, but you should look into, you know, what your kids are doing. But I have never seen anything in this game that's, well, questionable, just to use a word. You obviously love it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. You know, you're going to have your kid going, hey, Dad, watch this. Dad, man, look at this. Watch it. Ooh, you know, and you might actually get involved.
If there's two people playing, and if you want to do something and then the other guy wants to do something else, you're separated. Every time he's like, hey, come over here. I'm doing a quest right now. Come here now.
So the world is so vast that it goes on and on and on, and they continually add things.
Yes, they add special shops, rarity shops that are like only there for like a couple of days or a week, even one day. So it's like you have to get on there like almost every day and see what's new. So it's like the world is endless, and the world itself, called lore, is completely huge, filled with like dragon layers and shops where you can like change your hairstyle to have like horns, which is like completely awesome.
Yeah, or like your buddy, he likes the Elton John look from 1979, yeah.
Well, he has ram horns now, so.
Oh, he has ram horns now. Okay. So parents are listening in, let your kids go crazy with this, because AQ.com is something that it's just a lot of fun. You should, of course, follow what your kids are doing, but it's something that you don't have to worry about or monitor all the time. Mm-hmm. So AQ.com.
Yep.
Misun's seal of approval. Isn't that wonderful?
Dunk. My seal of approval.
It just won't stop singing in my head.
American mechanical genius and World War I dogfighting ace Eddie Rickenbacker once said, "Think positively and masterfully with the confidence and faith, and life becomes more secure, more fraught with action, richer in achievement and experience."
Extraordinary.
This is the Electron Show. Contact us at www.electronmagazine.com.
And now, another episode of Sparkle Girl.
In math class today, the teacher told me that it wasn't actually possible to trap a void.
Tune in again next time for another episode of Sparkle Girl.
And now, it is time to enter Area 11, the Conversation Pit.
I was just a skinny kid in a rough neighborhood.
Recorder on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we can do that.
Are we losing you?
No, yeah, caffeine's kind of just drifting out. So, I mean, I'm good. I mean, it's just...
We must hurry.
You're losing some coolant there, buddy, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I've got some hot resin here I could slap on it.
Yeah,
There we go.
Oh, God.
I can patch that up real quick.
I'm not a transformer. I can fold up like one, but I'm not a transformer.
Well, here we go. It's nice to relax in the conversation pit again. And if I can jump in, I have a recipe this time, and it's inspired by the Healthy Elvis, because not for the type of recipe it is, but Dark One was so concise, and it was so simple and easy that I have an easy one. You guys ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Are you hungry?
Yes.
Okay.
Very.
Well, this is going to make you even hungrier. You go to a party, you go to fancy smancy wedding or something like that, and they'll have these little pinwheels. I guess that's what you call them. These little treats, it's like a rolled up treat, and they're cut in little round pinwheels, right? And they've got, obviously they got cream cheese in them, and those are really expensive. I was at one of the big box buyers club stores and where they have prepared food, and I'm looking at $20 for that. And then you can buy them frozen, like different flavors, and they're real expensive. Well, there's no cooking involved. They're very actually easy to make. And so I made my version, and all you do is you take a flour tortilla, get you some cream cheese, and you lay a very, very thin layer of cream cheese. Not even a layer, it's just little stripes. You just put it on there just enough, to kind of flavor it. That's not only supplies the cheese, it supplies also glue to hold it all together. All right, then...
very nice.
We're all our own spinach and different things, so we always have fresh spinach. So you lay a big layer of spinach on there. Okay, It's almost like rolling sushi or kimbap.
Sounds like it.
And then you have sliced turkey, and you lay a layer of sliced turkey on there, right? Okay, that's really good. And that's basically it. And you roll that up. And when you roll that up, it's going to kind of squish out the end. Things are going to be hanging out the end. But what you do is you take another flour tortilla, you lay that down, put another very, very thin layer of cream cheese, very thin across it. You lay that roll on, one end and roll that up in it. And that's kind of the outer casing. And then that's basically it. Then you slice it up in like 1/2-inch wide wheels with a nice sharp knife, because I've learned if you have to use a really sharp knife, because if you don't, the flour tortillas tear, and it's
just like cutting with a spoon.
Yeah, exactly. and you slice that up, and then what's better is you stick it on a plate, put some shrink wrap around it. Yeah, you throw that in the refrigerator for a couple of hours. And what's cool about it is, as you're gaming or you're working or what have you, and you get the hungry attack, you can run in there and grab you a couple of them, and snack, and then off you go.
Yeah, I couldn't do that. I would eat the whole thing.
That's actually what I did the other night.
It's not hard to do.
No, I would destroy it. It wouldn't last long.
It's a great combination. Cream cheese and spinach and turkey go together so well. But what I do is I keep bacon frozen, because I'll just cut like little ends off so it makes little bacon bits, and just throw a little bit in there. Just use a little bit, because a little bit of bacon goes a long way. If you just sprinkle a little bit of that over it. Another thing that I do, what I add to it is, it's an onion vinaigrette, basically a dressing, the sweet onion vinaigrette, Vidalia onion vinaigrette, just a few little drops around for that. Or you can just pour a little on the side and dip it in it. And that goes real well. But a little bacon, I see. He's
starting to sweat over here. I'm getting hungry.
The panting is getting louder. But you can do that. Some about raw spinach and cream cheese and turkey and a little bit of bacon. I don't know what it is. That is an amazing combination.
I know what it is. It's awesome. That's what it is.
I love the taste of raw spinach, though.
Spinach is great. Turkey is great. Bacon by itself.
Yeah.
Great.
But see, you can put anything in these things, these pinwheels. I mean, you could flavor. You could actually take the cream cheese and mix things with it. Yeah, Dark One has a kind of a ranch dressing kind of thing that you do, don't you?
Oh yes.
Ranch seasoning to mix in with the cream cheese. There's also, I've had a variation with roasted red pepper and roast beef and pepper jack. Oh,
wow.
Man.
Oh, yeah.
I bet that would be amazing with the sweet Vidalia.
Oh yeah, that would. You know what? You know what we're about to hear? We're about to hear the sound of Meletius leaping suddenly and running to the kitchen, and he'll forget to take his headphones off, and we'll hear the sound of him dragging his computer by his headset into the kitchen.
The rattling of the chair against the floor, all the way to the kitchen.
You're clanking and sharpening knives.
Every groan is music to my ears.
Pure erotomania.
But see, that's the goal. That's the goal. One of the goals of the Electron show is, and Electron magazine, is to have a better life, right? You know, have fun, play games, eat well. And it's so easy to eat well and everything. I mean, guys, quit going to, how much does two flour tortillas and a little bit of cream cheese and just a little smattering of, baby spinach and a little smattering and a few slices of turkey. How much does that cost? A couple of bucks, right?
Right.
Yeah, $20.
You could probably get all the ingredients for $20 and make 3 to 5 times more than.
or even more than that. And then, see, that's what's cool. You can make them, and it takes like 5 minutes to make it. And you roll them up, and you can make a whole bunch of them, and you can cut them up. And then what you can do is, you want them to last a long time and have them, you could actually take them, you cut them up, and what you do is on a cookie sheet, or if you got a pizza pan or something, then what you do is you put them on that, you slide them into your freezer. Don't throw them in a bag and put them in the freezer. You get freezer burn and all these bad things. Here's a big tip, because this works for meat, it works for anything. You put it on the tray, you slide that into the freezer, you let that freeze. And that is, in essence, because a freezer is very dry, you want dry air, so it freezes it. Then you put the stuff in the bag. See, like I'll take bell peppers, like red bell peppers, and I like pimentos. Pimentos, they're just red bell peppers that are grilled and chopped up, and that's all there is. There's no pimento tree, or But anyway, I'll grill pepper. I'll cut them up and everything, grill them, and then put them on a pan, dry freeze them in the freezer. Throw them in bags, and a couple of bell peppers. They'll last me all year. They're in the freezer.
That's typically how I do my peppers.
Yeah.
There you go.
I cut them up and freeze them.
And guys, here's the bottom line, guys. If you listen every week, and when we get into the conversation pit, and we're giving you these quick little recipes and everything, not only are you going to eat better, you're really going to impress the girls. Girls love guys that know how to cook.
That is true.
That is very true. That is very true. Lady Retro, I'm the chef of the house, actually, and she does a darn good job. But nothing warms things up than you get in there and you make something really cool. It really warms them up.
Note to self.
Indeed.
Indubitably.
I just leveled up. Yes.
We build a philosophy out of fast cars, hi-fi, naked women.
So that's it. So try that out, guys, and it's pretty amazing. Just get you a pack of flour tortillas, get you some cream cheese, get you some spinach, get you some turkey, and there you go. Stay off the bread.
Yeah.
You have been warned.
I would rather try to carry 10 plastic grocery bags in each hand than take 2 trips to bring my groceries in.
Get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper.
Put it down.
Put down the bread.
I see you eat no more bread.
Thanks for joining us for the Electron Show, the program for the positively charged culture. Your host was Retro. Join us on the World Wide Web at www.electronmagazine.com. This is your announcer, Mystery inviting you to join us for each episode as we explore all things awesome. Copyright for The Electron Show and Electron Magazine is by our Executive Director and Producer, Tony Rollo. All rights reserved.
I see you eat no more bread. Boo-hoo.